How's it going, YouTube? This is Game again with another video. Today we're going to be doing Terrahawks. Now this isn't all of my Terrahawks collection. I do have some other bits. Sadly they're in storage at the moment, but when I get them out I may do a part two and I'll show off some of the other pieces that are in the collection. They're pretty cool. Some of them are boxed, some others are carded. I've also got a second full run of the figures. Now I'm actually going to be looking to shift those at some point, so if there's anyone that may be interested in them, do let me know in the comments, because they may be going to a good home. They are in Deflector DC cases as well, and they are in as good a shape, I think, pretty much as what the ones that I've got here are. I've actually just noticed that one of the figures isn't actually here in this, interestingly. In fact, maybe two. So yeah, we'll go through those in a moment. But I do have two complete sets. So yeah, let's just quickly run through some of them. So they did the little die-cast vehicles. Now I haven't got all of these. I've picked up some of them. I've had these probably for maybe sort of 6 or 7 years now. And again, I absolutely loved Terrahawks when I was a kid. I wasn't a huge fan of some of the other Gerry Anderson shows. I kind of watched them, but wasn't really as keen as I was on Terrahawks. I absolutely love Terrahawks, mainly because it was pretty terrifying. Zelda was a pretty terrifying character for those that grew up in the 80s and remembers watching Zelda on the TV and knows how terrifying she was as a kid. That just made the program so much cooler, and I absolutely loved it. And as an adult, I ended up buying the DVD box set, and I've kind of watched most of them through again, and it's still great. I just absolutely love it. So, but I don't think it was necessarily their most popular show, but certainly for me, it was definitely one of my favourites. So yeah, so this is Space Hawk. And then we have Terrahawk, and then we've got Treehawk. Now if we move on to the figures, so these were released by Bandai, and you can probably see that I've got 2 Lieutenant Hawkeyes here. Now I've actually got 3 of these. This one is actually fairly special, or I think it is. So this is actually signed by Jeremy Hitchen, who was one of the sort of primary voice actors for Terrahawks. Now, I did actually contact him via Facebook. I managed to find him. He didn't respond to me for, I'm going to say, maybe 13 months. I don't think he's overly active on social media, but he did actually respond to me, and he said, look, I am the Jeremy Hitchen who voiced on Terrahawks. And he said he'd signed so many pieces, but he was really lovely, and basically said, look, if I send him a photo, he would confirm whether it was actually his signature or not. I have no reason to believe that it wasn't. It came from a pretty good source, and I don't kind of feel like it would be a name that you would kind of I think if you were going to try and stage one, surely you'd do like Gerry Anderson or Christopher Burr or something like that. So yeah, but kind of cool. So I'll end up hanging on to this one, and it's just another cool piece. And then we've got Ninestein. This one actually is unpunched, which is pretty cool. And then we've got Lieutenant Hero, again unpunched, lovely condition, that one. Most of the cards are actually in really good shape. The signed one I think has a tiny little bit of sort of folding creasing on the corner there, but not too bad at all. Then we move down, we've got Space Sergeant 101. This one's absolutely lovely, really nice card and everything again, and you can see that that it's unpunched as well. Apologies for the glare that comes off these cases. These are lovely cases. I think they're great. They're obviously not full acrylic, but for the price point they're absolutely bang on, and you just can't, I've not found anything better really. These are the Deflector DC cases. And so then we've got Captain Mary Faulkner, again unpunched, lovely card on that one. She, I think, was actually one of the harder ones that I struggled to find. Her and Space Sergeant 101 definitely were probably the two that I struggle with the most. I don't know what you guys think out there, but I definitely found them a bit trickier. And Captain Cake Kestrel. Now, my Cake Kestrel, like I say, I've got 2 of these. This one is in the poorer condition. So you can see at the top that the hanger obviously got ripped. The other one that I've got has actually got the hanger and everything all intact. And like I say, when I get all of those out of storage, I may do another video on those at some stage. And then we've got Zelda, absolutely terrifying. Now, the figure wasn't overly exciting of Zelda. Obviously, you can see she came with a cape and a cane. Normally, if you find her loose, you're probably not going to get the cape, and you're probably not going to, well, yeah, I would say you're definitely not going to get the cane. I don't think I've ever seen a loose one that's had the cane with it. But the figure isn't overly exciting. I mean, in fact, I mean, to be honest, in terms of articulation, none of these are overly exciting. But I would say Zelda was least so, because the others at least had movable legs and they had guns and things, whereas Zelda didn't really have an awful lot. But still loved it. It's still part of the collection. So if we flip this over, you can just have a quick look at the back there of what we've got. So we've got Kate Kestrel, and we've got Mary Faulkner. We've got Hero, we've got Ninestein, and we've got Hawkeye, and then we've got Zelda, and then on here we've got Sergeant Major Zero and Space Sergeant 101. Now, my other Sergeant Major Zero sadly isn't to hand. I really need to kind of get that unboxed and taken out of the storage, which, like I say, that will probably come later on this year. I'm still in the throes of trying to get things organised and whatnot, and like I say, there are going to be pieces that I am trying to shift and move at some stage, so maybe when that time comes, I will I'll put something out there. But what did you guys think? Did you love Terrahawks? Was it something that you really liked? Do you kind of think, it was all right? Did you find Zelda scary, and her cronies and family members? Did you think, as the sort of stuff that the ages that we were when we were watching this stuff, did you think it was pretty terrifying, or did it not bother you at all? Just tell me just let me know in the comments what you think. And obviously I'd love it if you liked and subscribed and followed me along in this journey of trying to publish a video a day for the next year. So like I say, keep up the nostalgic vibes with me, and thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next one.